welcome to the video. For a long while now, and the channel is finally back, and I'm going to be kickstarting with a very awesome car. So there's one thing about BMW is they make one of the best drivers car. But then what happens when BMW makes a sporting SUV like this one? This is the BMW X6. On BMW's line of SUVs, you have X1, X2, X3, X4 and X5, and then the X6. So the X5 is kind of like a family SUV, a BMW family SUV, but this one here is particularly interesting because it's an X5 that has been sloped backwards. Like, the design language of this car is really cool, like with a sloping roofline, which makes it an X6. So it's just like an X5 but a sloped back X5, X6, yeah. So yeah, the design language on the side is like the side profile of this car is very nice. Like, I like the way the roofline slope backwards. You have huge ass 20 inches wheels, very big. Really affects the driving stability of this car. You're going to find out later in this video. But from the side, the BMW looks actually very incredible. And then coming up to the front, as being a BMW, is dominated by these huge kidney grills. Of course, BMW's design language, nice kidney grills and nice headlights. You have BMW adaptive LED headlights, which is really very interesting because the BMW headlights have this kind of angry look, always looking like straight at you. One thing I do not like about the design of the front is the circular light here, the circular fog light, I guess. It kind of spoils the design. I mean, like, everything looks angular, but then it's like a circle. Oh, but then yeah, it's not really bad. It's like really nice design. You have this camera up here in front. This car has 360 camera, so it has camera by the back, front, and the sides. For stitching up those cameras, it creates a 3D view of the car, which aids in parking the car. But yeah, it's a really nice car. And moving over to the back, and oh yeah, I love this muscular wheel arch here. It kind of emphasizes on the stance and the muscular nature of this car. Really big. And from the back, it's a really controversial situation because it just looks like it has been squashed. It looks bloated, actually. It looks fat. But yeah, that's what you get when you get to sloping like this. It's not really a bad design, but I don't really like it much. I mean, there are cars that look better from the back than the BMW. Say the Mercedes GLE and the Audi Q8 looks much more incredible from the back. So this particular BMW X6 is the X6 M version, of course, like M division, which is like BMW's sporty line. Yeah, so it's the M version. X drive, which means 4-wheel drive. 40D, which is like the engine capacity of this car. So right now I'm going to be checking inside of this BMW and seeing what's really made up of. Inside the BMW, beautifully built, top-notch quality. You have nice swooping effects all around. This 12-inch screen for all the car's data, everything you need to do in the car, like right in there. You have your climate control down here. Really nice placement of the climate control. Really good that BMW are still using physical controls for the climate and the radio. And a really nice cubby to place your keys. So when you just get into the BMW, you place your key here. And you start. The steering moves into position. And everything is driver focused inside the BMW. Really driver focused. Yeah, so the steering wheel feels very upscale. Like, there's an upscale feeling to the steering. Really firm. top-notch quality, top-notch material in the steering. And one thing you notice about sitting in a BMW, of course, like you sit really low, you kind of get that sporty seat. Of course it's an SUV, but you sit kind of low so that you are close to the ground and you can maneuver this car really fast, because that's what this car is actually built for. So of course you have 2 paddle shifters here. When you want to drive this car in manual mode, you just put it in manual mode and you use these 2 paddle shifters to change the gear. Over here in the left side of the steering wheel is your control for the cruise control. This car actually has lane keeping assist and automatic steering function, so it can like basically keep you in lane and help the car remain in the lane when you drive. Over on the right side of the steering wheel, you have like your radio control functions, your phone connection, volume and Bluetooth and all that connection. So speaking about practicality in the BMW, I mean, there's a lot of space for your bits and pieces. I can just place my phone over there comfortably. You have 2 large cup holders inside here, which is really cool. You have a 12-volt socket, and then you have all your driving functions just right by your fingertips, so you can actually configure from sports to comfort mode in here. And here there's this control here is for the BMW iDrive. One thing I really like about BMW's iDrive is you can choose to control the iDrive using the touchscreen functionality here. Responds fast to your inputs, has a lot of information at a glance. You have your BMW Connect, you have your map, connection, radio and all that. And then this control here is like a redundancy. So BMW have built in a redundant control for the touchscreen. So if you don't want to use the touchscreen, you can use this one. Of course, you can use this scrolly knobby wheel to move around the options, and you just click in to select, or you go back, which is really good. You have shortcuts for your menu. You want to go straight into your map, you have your map, which is really responds immediately to touch, very fast and accurate. Button for your media control just comes up immediately. But talking about space, you have a large space here, and of course in here there's USB type A and an aux for connection right in here, and it's really a big usable space. The armrest is really soft. Like the driving position of this car is impeccable because your hands are at the right places. Your arms are firm on the armrest. You got them on the steering wheel. The door, the armrest and the door is just right there on point. The buttons, every button of this car feels really sophisticated. I mean, it clicks well. Talking about the technology in this car, one thing you notice is, like I said, this car has a 360 camera. So when you want to maneuver this car out of a tight parking spot and you put it in reverse, of course you have the camera there, and like it's really high quality. It's really like a high quality camera. And when you turn the steering wheel, the lines in the camera actually turn to show you what direction the car is going to next, which is a really cool feature. And of course the quality of the camera is actually cool. You know, I mean, if I could take a selfie with this camera, I would do that. So yeah, that's basically it. BMW gear selector. P is for park, of course. When you want to move it into drive, you press the unlock button by the side and you push it down and it's in drive. You want to put it in manual mode, put it aside and it goes into manual mode. And of course, I like this feature in almost every luxury car. You want to put it back in park, it goes back to park itself, which is really cool. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like all said and done, really nice interior, nice upscale feeling. And then let's talk about the seats, because for one, these seats are really soft. I mean, this headrest like is really soft. So if I have to do a long journey in this car, a long journey would not be overbearing at all. And talking about long journeys, let's see how sitting at the back of this car really feels. I would prefer to be here and I mean enjoy the luxury feeling of this back seat. And if you do not want prying eyes to see you in the back of this BMW, just, yeah, that feels good. That feels really good. But then, this video is not about sitting in the back of the BMW. This video is about driving a BMW. So, let's do that. Alright, so before we drive this BMW, finally, let's check out the boots of this BMW. I mean, it's been a sloping roofline, has eaten a lot of boot space, but I want to say how much this boot is. Power opening boot, of course. And yes, it's an average boot. Can hang out here. Yep, because the boot is actually luxurious. Maybe you can kidnap me in the back of this car and I will feel so fine. Please don't do it. Yeah, but inside the boot of this car, you have some nice rails, some nice railing, very solid metallic railing. There's some side netting here for some bits and pieces. Under here, more storage space. Yeah, the boot is not really big, but you still have a lot of storage space here. And we have this boot cover. If you don't want people to see what's inside your boots, just cover that up and you're closed. And yes, the exhaust. Like, I really like the exhaust of this car. And let's check out how this BMW sounds, should we? So for the final part of this review, I am going to be, of course, driving the BMW. I'm going to be testing how it feels to drive, and I'm going to test how it really is. Is it a real BMW, or is it just a normal SUV? So, of course, BMWs are known for great, impeccable driving dynamics, and they drive very, very superior to other road cars majorly. So I'm going to be finding out about that. And if you're enjoying the video so far, or if you think you really like the BMW, leave this video a thumbs up. If you do not like the BMW, a thumbs down. Also try subscribing to this channel. I mean, the channel is back, so a lot of great reviews are coming up. So let's jump right into it. Yeah, of course, the BMW moves into position. The heads-up display shows really vital information, and right up the top, the BMW is nicely balanced, I would say. Yes, it's high, but it feels like you're driving a really low car, which I really like about that. So what do I notice about first driving this car out of the parking lot? First, notice the gear changes are very smooth. You hardly notice the gear change. Oh, that's the seatbelt. You hardly notice any gear change. The gear changes are smooth. The sitting position, of course, is impeccable. Like the seat is really nice in this BMW. And you can drive this car actually. You can drive this car actually fast, and it's comfortable. Of course, I mean that's what you get when you get a luxury BMW. It's really comfortable. To make it more comfortable, you just put it in comfort mode, and it drives more comfortable than that. But for now, it would remain in comfort mode. Getting onto the freeway and being in a stop sign, the BMW is relatively quiet. There is no road noise, of course. The BMW drives really well. And putting my foot down, it picks up. It goes, which is actually cool. yes, this, like I said in the video, is the big ass wheels in this car, like really big 20-inch wheels, and you actually get some road noise, but not that much. But that's a BMW. You want to feel. That's one thing about the BMW. You want to feel how it drives. You want to feel every part of the driving. The steering is really communicative and precise. Like you can easily place this car on any part of the road you want to. So precise steering, precise handling. Coming over to a junction. Really nice movement there. Nice accurate feeling from the steering. Alright, let's put some fire to this car. Picks up really well. Yeah, that's a BMW. If I want to drive fast, I put it in manual mode and I'm doing above the speed limit already. That's to show you how fast this car is. Fast, comfortable. I can do long journeys in this car, no complaint. Yeah, the BMW is really a great car. And if you consider sacrificing the space in the boot instead of getting an X5, yes, of course you can get a BMW X6, and it is very good to drive. Yeah, sitting position, of course, awesome. Everything right at your fingertips. I don't need to take my eyes off the road because I can use this redundancy to control the touchscreen. Or if I do, I can use the touchscreen here for my media and a lot of controls, which is really good. So, coming to the end of this video, is it a real BMW? Is it a driver-centric BMW? In fact, to most people, I would say a car is like, wires, tons of wires, metals connecting each other, tires. But to me, a car is an epiphany of emotions. You can form a relationship with a car, and I've over the short while with this BMW, I've formed a loving relationship with it. And of course, it's an SUV, so getting in and out of the car is very easy. You don't have to like bend over when you're getting into those low cars, of course. So you sit very nicely in this car, and everything is on point. So back to the question: is it a real BMW? For me, it's an M car, of course, and that's what M cars are made for. They're made for speed. They're made for handling. What do you think about this car? Do you think it's a real BMW? Do you like BMWs? Of course, coming back to the parking lot, the 360 camera makes sense, and everything is just so on point in this car. Thanks for watching the video. If you really enjoyed the BMW, of course, like, dislike, and subscribe to this channel. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.